Close your eyes and imagine a quiet place, far away from the noise of the world. No chatter, no demands, no urgent messages pulling at your attention, just silence. At first, the stillness may feel strange, even uncomfortable, because our lives are so often filled with distraction and constant activity. Yet within this solitude lies a hidden gift, a space where your soul can breathe, your mind can reflect, and your spirit can heal. This is the story of Meera, a young woman who had spent years trying to keep everyone else happy. At work, at home, among friends, she carried the weight of expectations, opinions, and responsibilities. She rarely paused to notice her own needs, her own thoughts, or her own feelings. One evening, feeling exhausted and overwhelmed, she took a long walk into a nearby forest. The world around her faded. Birds whispered in the trees. A gentle breeze caressed her skin, and the soft crunch of leaves beneath her feet was the only sound. For the first time in years, she felt completely alone and completely present. Solitude is not loneliness. Loneliness is the absence of connection. Solitude is the presence of self. It is a deliberate retreat into the inner world, where reflection, clarity, and peace can flourish. In this quiet, Meera realized how much she had been running, not toward happiness, but away from herself. The constant noise of the outside world had drowned her own voice. The forest, the silence, and her own company became a mirror, reflecting her true desires, strengths, and potential. She remembered a quote from Rumi: "The quieter you become, the more you can hear." In the solitude of that evening, Meera could finally hear herself. She heard the whispers of dreams she had abandoned, the soft guidance of her intuition, and the rhythm of her own heart, long ignored. Solitude allows us to reset, to reconnect with the essential parts of ourselves that are often lost in the chaos of life. It is in these moments that creativity blooms, clarity emerges, and courage is nurtured. Consider Arjun, a musician who struggled with constant comparison to others. Each day, he practiced alone in his room, letting the silence guide his fingers and shape his melodies. In solitude, he discovered not only his unique sound, but also the courage to share it with the world. Similarly, Meera began to use her solitude intentionally. She would wake early, sip tea by the window, and sit quietly with her thoughts. She journaled, meditated, and allowed herself to feel without judgment. Slowly, she noticed subtle transformations. Stress faded, decisions became clearer, and a sense of inner strength grew. The world outside continued its chaos, but within her own quiet space, she had found balance and power. Solitude also teaches us patience and acceptance. When you are alone, you are faced with your own mind, your own fears, and your own imperfections. Rather than distracting yourself, you learn to sit with them, to observe them without resistance. This practice builds resilience, self-compassion, and wisdom. There was a story of a sage who lived alone on a mountain. Visitors asked him why he isolated himself. He replied, "In solitude, I found my companions within. In silence, I heard the music of life. The world taught me many lessons, but it was alone that I truly understood myself." In our modern lives, solitude can feel like a luxury we cannot afford. Yet even brief moments, 5 minutes of mindful breathing, a quiet walk, or simply sitting in stillness, can reconnect us to this gift. Meera discovered that the greatest conversations she could ever have were with herself, the most profound insights came from listening to her own heart, and the most lasting peace was nurtured in silence. Curiously, solitude does not isolate us from others. It strengthens our relationships. By understanding ourselves, we are able to engage with others more fully, more patiently, and more compassionately. Meera noticed that after moments of solitude, her conversations were richer, her empathy deeper, and her appreciation for life more vibrant. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, practice the gift of solitude. Sit quietly and breathe deeply, letting your thoughts come and go without judgment. Reflect on one area of your life that needs clarity or understanding. Ask yourself gently, what does my heart truly want? Embrace the silence as a companion, allowing your mind to rest and your soul to be nourished. Imagine your inner space as a garden. In solitude, seeds of clarity, creativity, courage, and peace are planted. Each moment of reflection, each breath of awareness, each encounter with your inner self nurtures this garden, allowing it to flourish even when the outside world is chaotic. Your call to action for tomorrow: dedicate at least 15 minutes to intentional solitude. Disconnect from distractions and immerse yourself fully in your own company. Observe your thoughts without criticism and notice insights that arise naturally. Consider one decision or action you have been avoiding. Solitude will help you approach it with calm clarity. Solitude is a sanctuary, a mirror, a teacher, and a friend. It allows you to hear your own voice above the noise, to see your own path with clarity, and to rest in the quiet power of being fully present with yourself. Please subscribe if are liking our motivational videos. Comment your opinions and help others to learn from your experiences. Breathe deeply. Let the silence nurture you. Rest gently, knowing that your soul is being replenished and your spirit strengthened. And when you awaken tomorrow, carry this truth: the gift of solitude is the greatest gift you can give yourself. A space to listen, reflect, and become the fullest version of who you are.